Yeah, you know. Them Bob Mazo can be jinda de mia and Nlania in jinda. Mic check 1 2 1 2 so can borko wum kabitahara de bia. So make I know then what you they do. Some kind of road away they make you they remain for buyer. Nkadahama, I'm a hustler. Mbi engine gul kade pamana. Munamana go they provide ya. You know they mean say I go tend to vinyalala.
I took her to the penal health center where she told me she had labor pains, but there was no midwife there, so I decided to take her to the Samoa CHPS compound where she delivered safely.
When I was in labor, I told my husband and he took me to the Samoa CHPS compound. The community health nurse delivered the baby, but I was bleeding. I received 3 injections and the nurse advised me to come back if the bleeding started again. I went home, but the bleeding continued and my husband brought me back. The nurse transferred me to Nandom Hospital as the bleeding was terribly bad. When I got to Nandom Hospital, I was very weak. A nurse gave me an infusion. Upon examination, they found I had tears and sutured them. I came home the next day. I came back to life because of Flavia, the community health nurse who picked me up and took me to the hospital. Without her help, I could have died.
I was in my compound. That was in the night, midnight. The Wochi called me that there was another pregnant woman. So I went out and saw that she was the one, because she used to come to me. She went to Pina Health Center for the antenatal cars, the car that pregnant women normally use when they are pregnant to visit health facilities. So when she came in labor like that, she came around 3:35 a.m. And when I examined, she was 9 centimeters dilated. And at that time, there was no other means for us to use, because that time she couldn't sit on a bike to proceed to Nandom because the road to is rough. And at that point, we couldn't get ambulance to use. So I did all that I could, and then she delivered around 5. And when she delivered, there was no oxytocin because my place was still new. I had nothing. It's just a new place. So I quickly rushed to Hinete CHPS compound to beg for oxytocin. When I went, they too were not having. So I called someone that they should help me with oxytocin. And then their health extension worker picked the oxytocin and brought to me. So that was the point I gave her the oxytocin. But when she delivered to the child too was not well with the child, because the child too was too tired that the breathing was difficult. So I also did all that I could so that the child would breathe properly and also cry, because the cry too was not there. And then later on, when the child was okay, the placenta too delayed for some time, but I saw that it was she was having full bladder. So I emptied it. The catheter my in charge gave me, I used that one to empty the bladder, and then the placenta also came out. And then that was the time that she was not having the bleeding. So I was now running up and down looking for the oxytocin. So after which I detained her for some few minutes, because it's a CHPS compound. We don't have anything. We don't have bed. We have nothing. We always use some waterproof to spread on the floor, and they will deliver. So that was what we did. So I told her that if she goes home, I asked her, and they said it subsided. And really, when I gave after I gave the oxytocin, it subsided small. So I said she should come home and bath, because we have nothing at our facility. So she came and bathed. And I told her that if anything happens, like bleeding, if it's coming back, she should come back. But it so happened that she came home, she was bleeding, and then she was rather washing and pouring the water away. I saw a man, that was the husband, picked her on the bicycle, and she couldn't get down. So I went out to help her get down. So she got down, she couldn't even stand on her own. So I asked what was happening, because she didn't remember the child. So she said she was bleeding too much. That was why she came. So I used the ANC card and then the paper, quickly referred, and then I told the husband that he should come home and pick some few things so that I'll bring the woman, and he also looked for a bike because my own was faulty. So I picked the woman and I got here and I saw the pool of blood just their entrance. Finally, I picked the man plus the woman plus this child on my bike, and the bike too was faulty. Actually, the stair was having problem, the tide was having problem. So we managed through the road, we passed through, and we came here to Pina. It was Pina Makede. He used one of his friend's bike, and then the friend picked the woman. They also sat behind him, held her, and then they got there. So I was also coming back. I nearly reached this place when I also had a flat tire. So I just pushed my team because it's not far from my chief's compound. And when I went, I had no contact number of London Hospital to find information. So the next morning, after they worked on my bike, she also came and gave the feedback to me that she was transfused, and then they discharged her the next day.
I want to tell my fellow women that anytime they are pregnant, they should try and visit the health center. And when they are in labor, they shouldn't deliver at home because they may die. But if they go to the hospital or health facility to deliver, they will get life, even if there are complications.
Yeah, you know.